And breaking right now at 4 o'clock, 4 people are dead in 3 separate shootings that span from Southwest Houston to Sugar Land. Houston police say all 3 of these shootings could be connected.
And here is what we have just confirmed. A woman is dead after a road rage shooting. This is in Sugar Land off of Dairy Ashford. Then 2 people killed off of Fondren near Creek Bend. And then a 4th person, the suspected shooter, found dead nearby on Creek Bend Drive. All of this information just getting into our newsroom now.
And Trayson Bragg is joining us live where this all started this afternoon in Sugar Land. Trayson.
That's right here. I'm here on Dairy Ashford Road, just north of 90, near the Southwest Freeway. And take a look behind me, guys. This is still a very active scene here as a huge law enforcement presence is still here at what police are calling a deadly road rage shooting. And we're learning this is just one of 3 possible related scenes that led to those 4 deaths this afternoon. Now, Sugar Land police say this all began right here when shots were fired at this scene along Dairy Ashford Road in some sort of road rage incident. Details are very limited out here right now, but police did speak to us about this just a short time ago.
When our units arrived, they found a female in a vehicle with several gunshot wounds. They administered medical aid as quickly as they could, and upon arrival from EMS, the female was transported to Bentop Hospital, where she was pronounced deceased.
Now, in the last hours here, investigators with HPD also spoke, and at one of the other scenes, they say that after firing the deadly shots, the suspect in this shooting, believed to be in this shooting, of course, took off, and HPD say that same man then killed 2 other men on Fondren Road, about 15 minutes away from here. Now, before then, shooting and killing at a 3rd location along Creek Bend Drive in Southwest Houston. And right now, investigators say they're still working to learn, or first of all, to identify that shooter, and also to find out if that shooter, in fact, knew the victims. We're going to continue to fight to get that information. We're going to get it to you as soon as we learn more. For now, I'll send it back to you all.
All right. Devastating situation and a lot left to unravel. Trace.
All right. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praise is due to the Most High. And as the scripture says, in the last days, perilous times shall come, and the love of many will wax cold. Now, that article was yesterday, right after this shooting spree, or this mass shooting spree that killed 3 people. And then they're saying that the gunman allegedly deleted himself. Now, they're saying that they don't know the relationship between the individuals involved, but just watch this next video, which is going to give you further details about the connection between the shooter, the woman, and the 2 other individuals that ended up losing their lives. These videos are in fair use for literary and commentary purposes only. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so if you enjoy the content. But just watch.
Investigators say 1 woman and 3 men are dead, including the shooter, after a killing spree on the southwest side of town. Sugar Land police say it started with a road rage shooting there, where the shooter killed a woman near Dairy Ashford and Highway 90. Houston police then responded to another scene a couple of miles northeast on U.S. Highway 90, where 2 men were shot at auto body shops. That is where we find KPRC2 News reporter Corley Peel, who has new details about the victims. Corley.
Keith, we've learned from Sugar Land police that the road rage incident was not random, and the shooter was in a relationship with that woman he is accused of killing. Now, out here in Houston, there is no longer a crime scene where those 2 men were shot and killed earlier this afternoon. Investigators tell us that these shootings happen at 2 different auto shops right across the street from each other here. Now, I did have a chance to look at surveillance video. We are not sharing it out of respect for the family, but you could see the shooter get out of his car and chase one of the men before deliberately shooting and killing him. Loved ones are left shaken by this tragedy. Crews towed away this white SUV riddled with bullets. Inside, a woman was found dead after Sugar Land police say a man she was in a relationship with shot and killed her around 12:30 p.m.
Upon arrival, officers located a female victim in a vehicle with several gunshot wounds to her body.
2 witnesses helped as officers tried to save her, but she died at the hospital. About an hour later, investigators say that same man opened fire on 2 different men at auto shops in Houston near Fondren and Main Street.
There was a report that a male in a gray Ford Escape, which matched the description of the vehicle in the Sugar Land shooting, had been involved in an altercation with a mechanic there. During that altercation, he shot the mechanic. As he was fleeing, apparently somebody came out of another warehouse here, started filming that suspect leaving. The suspect then fired several shots, killing that witness.
The shooter was later found near Fondren and Creek Bend Drive, dead inside his SUV. Families of the 2 men rushed to the scene, hugging and shedding tears as they hope for more answers. And family members tell me the man that owns this body shop out here was loved by so many people. We're also told that the other man that was killed was an employee at the other auto shop across the street. They were all too devastated to speak tonight, but there are still a lot of questions about how this all unfolded and why. We, of course, are asking those questions, and we will continue to keep you updated. Reporting live, Corley Peel, KPRC 2.
All right, and so there you have them telling some more detailed information later on that night. Now that happened yesterday at 12:30, and they're saying that the man and the woman were involved in a relationship. Evidently, that relationship had some turmoil. And if you look at that Jeep on the side of the road, it looked like that Jeep had been ran off the road. I don't know if the man ran the woman off the road or just started shooting, because they said it was riddled with bullets. And then, she ended up in that capacity. However, she was pronounced dead on the scene. Now, they haven't showed photos of her or the gunman. Now, be it, they found him deceased. So pretty sure he had some identification on him. So I don't know why that picture has not been released yet. Now, it is then said that he drove down further, Sugar Land and Houston. I think they're real close, so Sugar Land may be a neighborhood in Houston. Y'all let me know. Nevertheless, he drove to this mechanic shop, and they're saying he got into an argument with the man, and then, he deleted that man. And as he was driving away, an employee came out that they're saying he's from the shop across the street and started recording him. And the man got out, chased him down, and then ended his life. And then so he drove further down on Bend Creek or Sugar Creek Lane, whatever they said. And then he, unalived himself. Now, if you look on the families of those people who were hugging at the scene, those seem to be white people. Now, I won't jump the gun and say this is a white man, but we have seen lately where shootings of, just white people just exploding randomly, killing random people. Now, in this case, I figure if the man already killed his girlfriend, I don't know why he would go to a mechanic shop and just get a tire change or get an oil change or, check all his fluids, make sure they're topped off. Why would he do that knowing that he just killed somebody? So I'm thinking that he may have knew the mechanic and was like, okay, I already handled one situation. Let me go and handle this situation, because they're saying that the man had an argument. Maybe, he didn't do a job, or he overcharged him on a job, and then he came to confront him. I don't know, but nevertheless, it doesn't seem just random that he would go to that shop after doing that. It seems to me like he would drive all the way to Tennessee or somewhere and try to get away. And so we're going to keep an eye on this as more information emerges. But, one thing about these situations, it proves you got to be careful when you're recording individuals committing crimes like that, because if they're going to shoot somebody in front of you and you're trying to be a witness, as the mob say, leave no witnesses. And so he definitely left no witnesses, and then he went and took his own life. But this is just an example of the times that we are living in. I don't know who wakes up one morning and say, okay, I'm just going to take somebody's life, and then I'm just going to go all out and kill everybody I can before doing the same to myself. And so this happened in Houston, Texas. We've seen a few shootings lately in Texas that could be considered mass shootings. The lady in the car with her kids, the guy at Eagle Pass Casino. And so all of these, incidents are just an example of the times that we are living in, where people are not stable. People are in relationships where, there's some trouble, and, the old age saying, if I can't have you, no one will. We don't know the depths of this situation, but we're going to see what the identity of this shooter is and see if it fits the narrative that we've been covering of, these violent white crimes that somehow go underreported, unsensationalized, and, uncondemned in certain media sectors. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Y'all see the number 919-587-7782. Thank y'all for liking, watching, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. If you have not subscribed, again, please hit the subscribe button, which allows the channel to grow and be more prevalent in the internet space. But once again, I thank you. And as always, I pray peace and blessings.
And as the scripture says, all things that are hidden shall be revealed, and those things done in secret shall be exposed on the mountaintop.
Let's go, Rich. Let's go. You watching Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. The propaganda grammar, don't believe none of it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it, you should tune in to Telehouse Publishing.
Negroes have listened to the trickery and the lies and the false promises of the white man now for too long.